was you.
Say hello to my little friend!
Hi, I'm Julian Palma, and this is The Discarded Image. In this episode, I'll be looking at the pool hall set piece from Brian De Palma's Carlito's Way. De Palma is a bold, visual filmmaker, with a number of stylistic tropes that run throughout his filmography. Split screen, split dioptra, slow motion, long takes. He's not afraid to make his presence known. A student of the 60s self-conscious modernists, with a healthy dose of dreamy surrealism, all the while making sure he conforms to the expectations of Hollywood genre. Carlito's Way, an adaptation, is not a project that originated with De Palma, yet it still firmly bears both the director's aesthetic and thematic obsessions, and the pool hall sequence acts like the film in microcosm. The sequence starts with what feels like quite conventional coverage, but nothing is ever that straightforward in the cinematic world of De Palma, who more than any other director is concerned with the fractured nature of the inner psyche. Split personalities, doubles and doppelgangers frequent his work. The two shots here are identical. The cousin, Guaro, is one of the many mirror images of Carlito throughout the film.
What happened to you? What are you acting like this for? It doesn't make sense you should hate this guy, because this guy is you 20 years ago.
Never me. Never me.
Immature and oblivious, Guaro is clearly trying to model himself on the young Carlito, someone he looks up to as an elder of the street, a legend in the ghetto environment. But Carlito wants to change his ways. He is trying to distance himself from the legacy he left behind, but he can't extricate himself from the past.
You with me, Jimmy?
The book says we may be through with the past, but the past ain't through with us.
Let me assure this court that I am through walking on the wild side.
This one go to all them big world cats with ice on their limbs and big rims on their act. You rolling around town with your system bump and your windows cracked through the profile in front. Now I like to have nice things just like you, but I'm from Brooklyn. Certain shit you just don't do.
If Carlito is no longer hellbent, if he's truly committed to making a change, then why does he go into the pool room? If he wanted to lead a positive example for his cousin, he would insist that he wanted no part in that world. It's like an alcoholic who knows he shouldn't have that drink, but slips into old ways. He's socially conditioned. It comes naturally to him, and because of it, his fate is sealed. Now we're introduced to the world in which the drama will unfold. The room has a bold colour design. It feels like something outside of reality, a metaphorical space. This shot starts as a point of view, a more subtle rendition of the murderous stalker shot De Palma deploys in a number of films. And if this is not foreboding enough, watch how the POV turns into an over-the-shoulder. Just this minor costume detail creates unease in the frame and tells you all you need to know about this character. The guy's a snake. He's not your friend. He's as black and white a villain as the Indian in Body Double. An almost demonic figure.
He was horrible.
De Palma has a history of exaggerating the stereotypes of non-white characters for satirical purposes.
And we want to kind of get to know you better and kind of socialize with you and kind of understand what you're about, black people.
If you notice towards the end of this shot, Carlito's eye line changes. And then if you look closely, you can see the door swaying.
I heard of you, man. You used to run smack with Rolando, right?
De Palma cuts to the first big close-up, signaling the importance of what we just saw. Carlito instinctively knows that something is ajar.
Gotta listen to my instincts. Like the one telling me that face and that uniform don't go together.
He's been in this situation before.
Lo siento, Carlito.
And then we get the second close-up, giving added meaning to this line.
We gotta do some business.
With these two shots, De Palma has given equal power to the hero and the villain. And you get a sense that, like dogs, they've sniffed each other out. Veterans of the street. they've read between the lines. They know how this plays out. It's mano a mano. Throughout this time, Guaro has been in the same shot as Carlito. He's protected. But now for the first time, they separate. From this point forward, the ballroom splits into two halves, and what ensues is a battle of wits between the two power players, manipulating the underlings. Look at the body language. The cousin again is oblivious to the situation at hand, but the weight of the world is on Carlito. The camera dollies in, increasing the pressure, as Carlito tries to think of a way out. The girl here, trying to distract Carlito, is, in the classical tradition, a temptation, a siren, or in the hip-hop tradition,
Oh, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
You gotta defend rap music, man, because people always go, that's not music, that's not art, that's garbage. How can you listen to that garbage? How can you listen to that trash? And in the old days, it was easy to defend rap music. It was easy to defend it on an intellectual level. It's hard to defend, move, bitch, get out the way. Well, as you can see, there's a bitch in his way that he needs to move.
God, the scream is terrible.
It seems like a minor detail in the scene. However, it represents a core element of Carlito's mindset. He has a very traditional, Freudian concept of women. Later on, we are properly introduced to Kael, an uptown blonde, and he very much sees her as his way out of the ghetto. Initially, he envisions her as a pure and spiritual being. This later comes into conflict as he is forced to fully address the complexity of her womanhood.
You can bust the chain.
Ooh.
Chase me around the apartment. Get me naked.
Here, De Palma increases the tension simply with the blocking of actors.
Don't work.
He is stopped crossing over to the other side of the divide. This inability to reach a destination feels dreamlike. And now that he has been physically obstructed, he knows that his instincts were right. In the same original setup, Carlito mirrors his own movements, going right back to where he started. The volume of the music increases, and we cut to a straight-on angle that intensifies the claustrophobia. Carlito's survival instinct has him desperately looking for an angle.
When the chips are down, when the pressure is on, every creature on the face of the earth is interested in one thing, and one thing only.
Mira, mi pana, you gonna play what, eh? Hey, be cool.
With the pool game, he finally arrives on an idea. And unlike the paralysed Brody from Jaws that we studied in episode 1, it is not in Carlito's nature to sit back idly.
I'm afraid you'll never escape. I don't know. You'll die. Yeah. Bullshit! You've got to act!
You got a light?
The wheels are now set in motion, and things will inevitably start falling into place. Look at the casual, subtle way Carlito processes the information. The game is on.
I can't resist this. I gotta show you people the shot.
This shot is the longest of the sequence so far. Not only is it used to continue building tension, but also the circular motion is a De Palma trademark. It's a dizzying effect that illustrates the heightened energy. Carlito's going against the clock. There's so much to do in a short space of time. It's all reflexes now.
Train leaves in 5 hours, and I'm angling like crazy in my head.
The shot also feels like a representation of the cyclical nature of both the film and Carlito's existence.
After you see this shot, you're gonna give up your religious beliefs.
Okay, yeah, man, you gotta check this out. Carlito's doing one of his trick shots, man.
I ain't done counting yet.
The drug dealer, in his own way, is angling, just like Carlito at the pool table,
You wanna call me, hermano?
using the props he has at his disposal to manipulate his victim.
May I have your attention, please?
And the fridge here is basically Guaro's casket. Your enemies will play upon your vices, money, alcohol, sex. The motion of this shot gets faster as De Palma ratchets up the pace.
See this? Over the top, okay?
So how's your boss?
Oh, he's good, man. You know, I saw him this morning. You gotta put your
He deploys zooms, pushing into the action.
See? Like that? That's right. You gotta get even with that.
And this is the first certified moment that shows the villain is up to no good. This happens to coincide with the first time this setup is acknowledged as his point of view.
So you didn't hear the news?
What news? Yo, there's no beer down here, man.
Sure, way down in the bottom.
Me and Clive Basin working on this. You looking at that man? Let me have your cue. Okay, line them up.
The sequence climaxes with a series of close-ups that are dramatic because De Palma uses them so sparingly throughout. It peaks with this image, a Sergio Leone-style close-up. At first glance, it feels like just a cool shot, but the sunglasses are symbolic.
Look, you wanna play blind man, go walk with a shepherd, but me, my eyes are wide fucking open.
What the fuck does that mean?
Carlito battled the elements. He played the room perfectly, but that still could not prevent this. He manages to save himself, but he still leaves open a blind spot.
When you can't see the angles no more, you in trouble, baby. You in trouble.
Hey, remember me? Benny Blanco from the Bronx?
We cut to a god's eye perspective from above. The space is in complete contrast to the pool hall. Despite being a grotty bathroom, De Palma will frequently use a white colour scheme in an ethereal manner. He creates isolated chambers, the furthest removed from the reality of the film. And the white light that led Carlito here feels spiritual in nature.
It's beautiful.
It also brings to mind another bathroom scene in one of Pacino's most famous roles, The Godfather, where the room was used as a gateway for Michael Corleone to enter the violent underworld. Whereas here, we're on the other end of the spectrum. Carlito is on the way out, or so he thinks. The camera gradually moves back down to reality. The light comes off. Carlito is in silhouette. This feels introspective, a place for him to channel his previous self and let his inner Scarface come out.
Come on in here, motherfuckers! You think you can take me? Give me a fucking army, you're gonna take me! I take you out the fucking house!
He needs to stand his ground and put fear in his enemies' hearts. But it's all just an act here. Carlito is no longer who he used to be.
Oh, it's not my club, you know. It's I got a piece of it. Mm-hmm. But who knows? With my luck, somebody's gonna get shot. The cops are gonna come and close it down. You know.
It doesn't sound like you.
Nor is he completely who he wants to be. He's torn between two extremes.
You over, man. You fucking in the history books, that's what you are, man. So you might as well fucking kill me now, because if I ever see you again, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
The mirror here symbolizes this split, and it's used a number of times in the film where this dual personality is apparent.
Because you're bullshitting me! All your talk is bullshit, you're not listening to me!
For the first time here, the young underlings appear like their cool, hard exterior has been wiped off. They are visibly shaken by the violence they have just witnessed and terrified of Carlito's threats.
You think you're big time? You're gonna fucking die big time! You ready? Here come the pain!
To many young people, Tony Montana, aka Scarface, is seen as an empowering anti-hero. Despite obvious faults, his ruthless ambition is aspirational to people who feel downtrodden and emasculated. Tony is a brash, wild, iconic figure, determined to climb to the top, whatever the cost. However, Carlito, older and wiser, knows where that lifestyle will eventually lead.
Oh, Jesus.
The shot of Guaro is from a high angle, which cranes up to Carlito, illustrating the difference in power.
You're the weak, and I am the tyranny of evil men. But I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd.
As he looks at the money, he is faced with an ethical decision. The wide shot here feels almost like it comes from Carlito's perspective earlier in the sequence. In the end, he takes the blood money.
Adios, primo.
He's crossed back over to the other side.
Charlie, let go. No, Charlie. You can't do this to me.
Oh, why'd you have to get us into this, Foxy?
I don't know, but I have a possible theory. Foxes traditionally like to court danger, hunt prey, and outsmart predators, and that's what I'm actually good at. I think at the end of the day, I'm just...
I know. We're wild animals.
I guess we always were.
You are so beautiful.
When I was a kid in East Harlem, the Wops said no spigs could go east of Park Avenue. Right? Spook said no Ricans west of Fifth Avenue. Now, that don't leave you much room to maneuver, does it? And say you want to go to Central Park, play with the ducks. You shit out of luck. So what do? You go anywhere. I'm up on 6th Street, Central Park, near the lake. I get caught by these Copians, right? They surround me, you know. So I get my blood up, you know, pull out my blade. I say, come on, I'll take any one of you mothers. They say, no, man, we're gonna kill your ass. Out come the zip gun. Homemade gun. You know, you pull the hook back, she catch that bullet square, ping, hit you in the head, man, you got serious problems. Now, that was the last chase on me like that. Because from then on, I carried my own piece. Guys went down, yeah, but it ain't like, you know, you just decide one day and then that's it, no. You just do what you gotta do to survive, somehow, you know. You just end up where you are.